All right, welcome everybody. We're going to take a look at packaging. Packaging is a big part of what commercial photography does. You'll see it in products, still life, catalog. Anything that's shipped out to somebody is going to go in a package, and if it's in a package, somebody needs a photograph of it. It isn't glamorous, but it's fun, and it's lucrative. If you're good at shooting packages, it can really pay off for you. Who all is here? All right, well, we're going to wait for just a few minutes. First of all, I'll ask anybody want to share any adventure from their shooting packages? Anything that you'd want to share with us? Was it hard?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Hello, Don. Hello, everybody. I had quite an adventure with placing the tie. I spent 48 hours. Didn't realize how that time passes. I started at 8 at evening and finished 8 in the morning.
Yep.
When I saw the clock, it was morning. I said, wow. And just by compositing where to place that box, how to tie the tie, it was kind of difficult a bit.
How
just to get the right angle,
Well, you're first up here, so and this is just a really stunning photograph, absolutely beautiful. How much of this did you do in camera, and how many different images, if you composited, about how many different did you use, and how long did it take in post?
For compositing, finding the angle and everything else, it was like hours, but shooting that was like 10 minutes. And it was like 90% it's what you see is out of camera, and 10% was like blending the two parts. It's not like Photoshop or anything. I had doing a lot of Photoshop's compositing things, I give a lot of time on in retouching details, cleaning up on dust and everything else.
Okay, so let's look at your, all right, so that's your behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically two strips, left side and right side.
Yes. And then hide the light with black cards, and reflect it with some silver cards and white cards for fill light, fill in the shadows on the left side of the tie of the knot. Actually, I got that on one shot, but I wanted that backlight on the back side of the box. Yes.
Right here.
Yes.
Now that backlight, that's where you're blocking the light with using a flag.
A black card. Yes.
Yep. You're flagging it off here.
Yes.
And you're popping it there. All right.
Exactly.
Really nice.
Yeah. I had to take two shots because I don't have much stands and much clips to. If I had those things, I would have done that just in one shot. But I wanted the label to hide a little bit of a corner there to give the gradient, the shadow that you see there. And then I lifted up the black card from below just to leave the couplings.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would look at this picture and think that you did it with spotlights. And you didn't do it with spotlights.
Yes.
What you did was carefully controlled reflection from this tie, which that's a beautiful. How long did it take you to tie the tie? Because
just tie like 20 seconds.
Oh, I
I don't.
couldn't tie a tie like that in an hour.
Yeah, I wear all the time ties, so I know how to tie them. Yeah,
Nice. We're really, really, really good.
I've done actually a lot of photographs in my studio for magazines, like a tie and like this kind of things. I knew already how to tie that.
Yeah.
But placing that's what it took so much time to me to find the right angle, the right height, the right lighting.
Yep.
Yeah,
What lens did you end up using?
uh, I actually started with a 35 millimeter. That was too narrow, too wide, and then I put on a 50 millimeter 1.2. That was not good, and I ended up using a 90 millimeter. Yeah.
Yeah. It has I was gonna ask if you were up in like the 70 to 80 millimeter range because it has a tight feel to it. We're not pushing up or pushing down. And a 50 this close would definitely be, have that sense of wide angle.
Yeah,
Good.
that distortion.
Yeah.
It had that distortion. That's why I changed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
all the time that you spend on photographing something, it's the preparation, lighting and shooting. It's just like 10 minutes. It's not like so difficult. But thinking of it is very hard. And
yeah.
today, because I had a day off from my studio, I shot this whiskey bottle. Yeah, and I said, why not? Let's give it a try. I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really pretty too, Giannis. Yeah. And the box itself has the gradients going on, which
Yeah.
is very, very cool. And then the bottle, you've sort of mirrored the gradients over there in the bottle
Yes.
as well. Really nicely done.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, single malt, huh? Is it good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Very expensive too, but it is good. Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good
That
work,
was.
Giannis. Beautiful,
Thank.
beautiful work. Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Arnold,
Hi Don, hi everyone.
hi. How are you?
Good. So the concept of this one, when I initially saw the assignment, I wanted to have a skylight effect. So I wanted it to have almost like a high-end department store catalog or magazine feeling to it. So that is my initial approach. I did try initially to do this with 2 strip lights and I utterly failed because I didn't want to do an overhead. I didn't want to put a softbox overhead because it takes a while for me to do that. I had to put counterweights and all that. So I tried to make it work with 2 strip lights and it didn't work. So in the end, I had to put a recessed Apollo softbox on top as my main and 2 strip lights on the side. That is what worked.
Okay.
Because I did really try everything just to make 2 strip light works and it failed. It just didn't work at all. It's dead. I mean, the way the whole thing lit up was dead.
Well, I like your horizon line, solid here. That's really pretty little highlight that gradients off there. That's nicely done with the scrim. I would get rid of that orange line there,
Okay.
Arnold, only not because it if it was white, I'd probably leave it because it's orange. It's the only thing orange in the picture, and I don't honestly know why it's orange. It's reflecting something somewhere.
But
Yeah, but I'd clean that up. This having a little bit of sheen on the plastic, excellent. That lets your client know, lets the buyer know that it is protected there.
Yeah, I should explain how this was done. Initially, because the contents are inside the bottle, I shot the bottle with the contents inside. So the composite is mainly that window, right? So the box itself and the bottle were shot once, and then I just composited inside the window, the plastic window. So that's the composite, in case people are wondering whether the box itself by itself is a composite and then the bottle. No, it's just the window.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. It's nice. And for those of you who have struggled with packaging and stuff, do you see how perfect this box is put together here? I don't know if that came that way to Arnold or if you had to make it, but you can't, when you get boxes, especially if you're going out to the store to get something to bring home to shoot, and this is pulled up a little bit, or it's got a bow in it up here, so there's space. All of that has to be flattened, double-sided tape, glue, whatever it takes to get that perfect up there. Did you have to do any work on the top of that box, Arnold?
Yeah, I had to tape it up and then clean it up in Photoshop, because I tell you what happened. When I initially was shooting this, I had a plexiglass on the background and it fell. So it crushed the top of the box. So I
Wow.
had to do a lot of cleanup in that area.
Well, you did a great job. Great
Thanks.
job with it. Yeah. This is very nicely done. Your space between this and here is fine because you've got this little base here.
Yeah, that's part of the product. Yeah, it comes with it. It's
Yeah.
like a silicone thing that's like sticky, and it sticks on the surface, and it sticks the bottle on itself.
So it
you
doesn't get
can't
knocked
really-
over.
Yeah,
How-
it doesn't get knocked over.
How
Yep.
big is this? It looks very small.
It is very small. It's, I'd say, about 2.5 inches tall, the bottle.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. And then this is fragrance that
Yes.
comes up
Yeah.
through the.
Yeah, and that's the color of the fragrance itself.
Yeah. Nicely done, Arnold.
Thanks.
Nice little packaging shot.
And
Beautiful.
that's
How
the
you did
setup.
it here.
Yep, you don't see a lot of the little black cords I have on the left side, just to control the box, the tonality of the box, because without those, the box is just stark flat.
Yeah,
dead.
well, you've got an angle here that would be concerning, just looking at it. You're coming right back here to the side of that box, and then I'm looking back to where that's reflecting. I'm getting light back there. You're gonna have to do something to cut that reflection, which you did
Yep.
nicely here, because we've got a little bit of glare off of it up here, which we should have
Right.
some gradient.
Yes. Right.
But overall, I think that's the black card you've put here to really reflect
Yes.
onto this card. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to add another tall black cord, so I have the black edge of the box.
Yeah. Very nice.
Without that, it's dead.
Hell of a set to take a picture of a little thing. Yep. All right, Joe.
And
Hi, Joe.
it's kind of an experiment. I think in all the times I've been taking pictures with you, I've never taken one without a surface underneath it. So I just sort of wanted to do a product suspended in air.
Okay. And then you put the that's Photoshop back behind it.
No, that's I got this thing that projects gobos and that kind of stuff. So it's just a blue gel shot through a speed light.
Okay, and
And
then
it's got all different patterns.
and
and
did
I've
you
never
is this
had it
done
for a
in
while.
camera, or did you do two shots?
It's two shots in the end. I tried to clone out the arm holding the box, and I just decided to do two shots instead. But it could have been done in one shot if I wanted to spend more time trying to get rid of the arm. It was just easier to separate the box and then put it against a plain background.
Okay. Got a little highlight on this side, a little stronger highlight on this
Yeah.
side that gives it dimension.
Lights
Cool.
on the left, and there's a white card on the right.
And what lens?
It was shot at up there, 30 millimeters.
30s? Okay. And you're on full frame?
Yes.
Okay. Look at your set. All right. So that's a pretty good sized box then.
Yeah, it's probably a foot, a little over a foot maybe wide.
Okay.
Just a soft box, and I threw the screw in front of it to cut down on the sharpness of the light on the left-hand side of the box. and then a white card.
White card
Mm,
here, and that's
right.
the,
That's that projector thing.
oh, that's cool. Very cool, Joe.
Thanks.
Nice and clean. Jim Hall.
Hello,
Hi, Jim.
how you doing?
Good. This is a nicely done little shot. The can looks great. Got some Photoshop stuff on the can that you have to do, okay?
Okay,
Clean that up really perfectly. But the roundness of the can, we've got a little bit dark over here, coming over to brighter. Everything, the can looks pretty darn nice. You've surrounded it with ingredients of tomato sauce or pasta sauce, apparently.
right,
And that looks really good as well. This is really hard to shoot. Cooked spaghetti is really hard to shoot because it's translucent. In other words, light goes in and doesn't escape all the way, so it's not clear. It actually almost glows in a way. This is very bright here, Jim. Just knock this down a little bit. Okay.
okay,
Take this pasta down to closer to that area right there, so it's not so bright. And the reason is this is our star, and you've done that beautifully by cropping everything in the picture except the can. So that's definitely our star, but our eyes are fighting with that corner. So we'll bring it down just a little bit, and it should feel really well. Good composition. Everything's leading to the can in its own way. Yeah, that's cool. How did you get the can to not roll? Because that's always,
oh, had a little piece of, I don't know what it's called, like a double-sided tape I put underneath the edge there.
nice. Nice. Let's clean these tomatoes up right there too.
Okay,
Yeah. Looks really good. I would probably tell you to put a very slight, maybe 10% vignette, especially on this side over here.
okay,
Down here, it's already dark, but this is right up here. It's really, really bright. We've already set up a precedent for it here, right? A bit
Right.
darker here. Let's kind of bring that back up here, and that'll make this can really, really pop.
okay.
Yeah. And what lens, sir?
That's a, well, it's a 24-70, but is that like a 60 millimeter?
Okay.
Question, Don?
60? Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question, Don.
Yeah.
Would adding oil on the cooked spaghetti help?
Adding oil to this?
Mm-hmm. Just a little.
You're talking about freshness?
Yes, for specularity.
Yeah, you could do that. You could spray a little bit of Pam on it to get a little bit, but my concern was it's very bright. I'd take it down a little bit. Yeah, one of the things you can do with the spaghetti, you don't want the spaghetti to dry, because that looks to me like the spaghetti's been in the bowl for a while. Am I right, Jim?
Yeah, it probably took me a while to get it there.
Yeah. So what you do, you don't want to like hold the shot up while you make spaghetti. So take a little bit of Pam cooking spray, spray it onto a paper plate with a little brush, and then just brush just ever so little of it on there, just to get a specular, so that the pasta looks like it just came off the spoon.
Okay,
It just was dished up. Very good. Super good.
thank you.
Yep. Not a rule, but a rule of thumb, and if you can keep from doing it, put your darker items closer to the light and your lighter items away from the light. Now, in this case, you don't have any real exposure problems up here other than the spaghetti. But if you'd reverse that and put the spaghetti down here, it'd be farther away, and it wouldn't be so bright. That's,
Okay.
that doesn't
Darker edge
mean
to the
you,
light.
yeah, it doesn't mean that you always do that. It just means that it's something to think about. You know, you can't always do it because then all your compositions are the same. But if you, you know, if you have a chance to plan it, it's something to do.
Okay, that's a good tip.
Yep. Bob.
Morning, Don.
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
I don't know what this is. What is a package of?
It's a wallet that came in it.
It's a wallet?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
There was a metal tin that contained the wallet.
I got it. I got it. See, now we've lost the idea of the metal. This is shiny red paint on metal, right?
That's right.
We've lost that because we don't have a reflection across it.
Okay.
And we have a little bit of one down here. Did you work real hard to get the reflection off of this?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to show you something real quick here with this shot. There we go. Let me drop it down here. Now I'm going to do something very fast that you would take more time with to do, okay?
Right. Okay.
So when we're lighting something like this, we do want to show that there's some light on the top. So I'm going to very carefully do this. I'm going to take this right up here. And we have on a new layer, I am going to fill it with white. I'm going to take the opacity all the way down to about there. Now it looks shiny.
Right. Okay.
So now you can do this in Photoshop and you can clean this up over here. Obviously, this needs to be a little, I put a mask on it. And I take the brush with black, and I got a big soft brush, and I just come in right along there, not with opacity of 10, obviously, but about there. And I just come right along here and just clean that up right there. Probably just do the same thing up here, get a little softer edge on it. But that edge, I want to be sharp, right? I want that edge to be sharp so it reminds us that it's glossy. We'll
Okay.
soften it up down here. Now, do photographers do this? Yep, they do. There's a lot of stuff that you see where the highlight is actually added by the photographer. The reason is the client may want it to come this way, may want it to go that way or whatever. You just make a new one every time. All right.
Okay.
All right, very good. Back over here.
But to do that in camera,
To do that in camera, you've got to get like a white card.
right?
Let's look at your lighting. Okay, so you've got side light, and that's why it's not reflecting. Had you had your light back here, angle of incidence, angle of reflection. Since it's over here, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, we're not really picking it up. So you would take a white card and suspend a white card over here to give you that reflection on
Okay.
across the top.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Yep. Because if I'm the, if I'm the client, I want this to look like it's very shiny. Right now, it looks like it's matte. And so they, oh, how can we show the shine? Well, there are a lot of photographers who would shoot it just like you shot it here and then add the reflection later. There's certainly precedent for that everywhere. So nicely done. Now what you want to do is practice putting a nice little, highlight in there.
Yeah. Right.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Anna Marie.
Hello.
Hi, getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah. Why not? It's only a month away or something.
Too soon, that's for sure. Nice gradient across here. Your box looks pretty good. I think maybe we let's brighten this up a little bit with dodging. just a little bit, and maybe dodge this side just a little bit to give it a gradient. But
Okay.
overall, really clean, really nice highlights through here. The pine tree, I wish the pine tree had more light in it up here to remind us that it's pine tree, because it's very obvious over here.
Yeah. Sure. I
But
mean,
the product looks very good. It's a box that a candle comes in.
yeah. Yeah.
Remember to tape that down so it's absolutely flat.
Okay. Yeah, I can certainly redo this very easily.
Yeah. And I would probably just take a white card. You're lighting from the side. Let's go look at your lighting. I'm going to say you're lighting from the side, and we can actually look at it here. All right. So you're lighting from the side here. You got a white card in here, and then your flowers are up in here. So you could back up here somewhere, maybe add a speed light aimed at the gray background to lighten it up, and then we'll see the green coming with the light coming back through. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
That would probably be my first choice, so we could feel it. But if it's like blasting through, like, ET or something, that's going to be too much, right? Just want a little bit of something there to set it off. And if this side's a little bit brighter than that side, even better, because your product's been being lit from this side, and then we have a feeling of light coming from this side, and the product will get dimensionalized.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's a
That's a
new
great
word.
idea.
That's a new word, and you guys can use it. Dimensionalized. Okay, you'll see it.
Dimensionalized.
Dimensionalized. Yes, that's with a Z.
Really fancy, Don.
I know. And remember, it's with a Z, not an S. All right.
Sort of like dimension, but not quite.
Yes, that's right. Jan, got a coffee shot.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. Get you nice highlights back here on the coffee maker, and they're matched here on this. I would have moved them, Jan. These are not bad at all, but I would have moved them farther to the side, because we are losing that
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
reflection there. And that's a problem for these guys, because they want everything to show.
Mhm.
But you know what a flag is, right? Sometimes you can
Yes.
flag that off. So over here might be a little white card, or not even a white card. Sometimes it's tracing paper or something, because you don't want to kill the whole light. You don't want a black shadow coming over there. But you can float that right in the middle there and sort of knock the light off this a little bit. Now that's old school. That's doing it in camera. New school is did you bracket this? Do you have any darker ones?
Yes, I did two. Yes, one
Okay.
with a black card in front of it to try and darken the highlight.
Okay. Did you blend them at all?
I blended them together, yeah, but it was still not right, and so I tried to dodge the white writing, the white letters, but that didn't work.
Do
particularly
this, go
well
back
either.
into Lightroom or Capture One, whichever one you have, and take the darker one and process it quite a bit darker.
Okay.
Just export it as a smart object,
Yeah.
bring it in here, and then slightly blend to it. So it's going to go underneath this one. You're going to
Yeah.
put a sorry, sometimes I just forget. You're going to put a mask over it and just very slightly reveal that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That'll work.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where we don't want to see it, because if we see it, it's going to look wrong, right? We just want to feel it. So you might, start to gradient it down right about here, and then let this come back up bright here just a little bit, so the eye doesn't see it as a a big event happening.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, yep. Your lights are on the side and too far forward. Bring your whole set up. Whole set. Bring this can up to here.
Okay.
Man, oh man. Bring this can up to here. Bring all the pots and everything forward. Leave your background where it is, and I think you'll get a better look on that can. All right.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thanks.
Yes. Yes. Dean McKinstry.
Good morning, Don. I suppose it's an evening for you. Is it?
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Good. So what do we've got some things in focus and some things not. My eyes are doing this to it.
Yeah, that was a bit deliberate. This is on, you know.
Okay. And you shot the sugar. It looks like it's shot separately.
It's actually shot at the same time.
It is. Okay. How did you get the black line down the sides?
They were, I put some flagging around that, so 2 separate shots to get the
Got it. Okay. All right.
shot the lights from above.
Lights from above, and you're reflecting back with the stone up front here to get it on here. Overall, I think it's a little too bright,
Right.
but it's a clever idea. I think this white here looks like it's 000. I mean, it looks like there's nothing there, right? So what I would do is I'd bring this whole shot down until this white up here was, I didn't mean 00, man, 255, 255. Get this white to be about 250, 250, 250.
Right.
And then we'll start to feel that it feels right. Still going to look white at 250 across. Still going to feel white, but I think we'll get a little more. We need a little more depth in the blue and a little more depth in the sugar here. What happens is let's see how far we would have to go here. There we go. Hang with me, guys. Hang with me. Boom. So if I doubled this, and then I go to multiply is literally a stop. So a stop is too much, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, a stop is too much. So let's take it down to about a third of a stop. Yeah, see the blue now looks blue and the pink looks pink. So you're about a third of a stop over. How you fix that? You can fix that in you can fix it in post, easily fix a third of a stop in post.
Right.
And not have to go reshoot it or anything. Yeah, cool. And what's your what camera and lens, sir?
It's a Mamiya 90mm RZ, so I'm using a digital back on it. It's actually taking a tilt.
Okay. 1884.
Yeah, so the Chelsea started in 1884, so I wanted to. I found a Herald article
Nice.
on the time period to. So actually, the idea is that that building's actually the building they got in the icon, and that's actually their start date. So trying to emphasize their heritage.
Very nice. Great concept. Good job. Good job. And you took the writing fuzzy to pop the sugar, or?
Well, it's out of focus. I took two focus points. So
Okay.
The front of the packaging is in focus, and the background was out of focus. And I did a second shot for. I wanted the building in focus and the writing up the top of the Herald a little bit more in focus.
Okay. I've got an idea. Have you ever seen those masks you can buy that look like shadows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look for one that get a like has a, see the little square windows here?
Yeah.
That square window thing, and put that mask over so it looks like there's light coming from the side and through paned windows
Right.
and just break up that background, you break up that background, that's really going to pop.
Great idea. Yeah.
All right, very
I
good.
wasn't 100% happy with it. The idea was okay, but yeah, didn't quite work exactly.
Yeah. Well, this is this is a proof of concept. Okay. This to me proves concept. Okay, there's something here. Now let's figure out how to do it. And I think having this be so much bright behind the very bright packaging, that's going to be the problem. So if we did something, especially with like, light coming through a window here at an angle, really featuring this in that one pane that's not, we don't have a line going through it.
Right.
That could really help it.
Thanks for very useful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very good. And Norm.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Norm, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Godiva on pedestals.
Yeah. Yeah, this was not my original plan, but this is what I came up with. I was a little short on time this week, but that's what I got.
Well, your color looks good. Your exposure looks good.
Thanks.
Your lighting looks pretty good. I think I might have had you push these together a little bit more. There's a lot of space between the box and these that I'm uncomfortable with. I'd rather see them closer together because these came out of the box.
Right.
What is
right.
happening here? The box doesn't all close all the way around? Is that what it
No,
is?
actually there's a feature of the package. Every corner has that. The cardboard is indented there, and there's little dimples all the way around.
Okay.
And there's a little light showing through from the other side, and the underside of the cardboard is white.
Oh, okay. So it's a clever packaging thing.
Yeah, it was kind of tricky to shoot it because I kept getting either a black spot or a blown out spot. But
Fix that and that. Your candies look great up here. The light looks great. You've got the chrome or the gold foil looking really good here. Yeah, not a bad shot at all, man. Not bad at all. Pretty clean.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. Well, speaking of clean, the biggest problem I had, the base is a very shiny black floor tile, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing must be a dust magnet because I was cleaning it and cleaning it when I finally got the picture in the Lightroom. It's just dust all over the place. And I cleaned some of it up, but I kind of gave up after a while.
I know the feeling. I live in Phoenix in the middle of the desert. Oh yeah, pain. There's products that you can use to help push the dust away. Furniture, they make a anti-dust furniture polish that sort of works. It just makes it so shiny that you could blow the dust off with a little blower, a little squeezy blower.
Does Indust work for that, Tom?
Yeah, Indust will do that. You can just, the dust doesn't stick to it, to the surface, until the wax goes away. And you'll blow it off with a little hand thing. You don't want to use packaged air on it because it's, you hit the box with it, you're going to move your box. So the little squeezy thing will take it off. Then they make electronics. They make a brush that's got a little bit of anti-static in it. You can brush it, and that'll last for about 20 or 30 minutes, but they're harder to find.
Used to use something like that on negatives back in the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
One thing you can do in post is if you change your healing brush mode to darken, then it will just replace the light spots with darker spots. If it's not darker, it doesn't change it.
That's the Photoshop brush or the Lightroom brush?
It's it's in Photoshop, and it's the cloning tool.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take the cloning tool and put it on darken,
okay,
and you hit an area, if the pixel is lighter than the area you chose, it doesn't affect it. It'll only affect the pixels that are lighter than the area you chose. And it doesn't screw up the pixel. If you've ever used a cloning tool, you'll know if you have a surface that's got a little bit of texture in it, like sand, you take the cloning tool and you start cloning that sand, all of a sudden everything gets mushy because it's cloning multiple pixels. This won't do that. This will leave that texture kind of alone. So yeah, very good.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really enjoying this workshop and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Good.
I wish I had more time to spend on it, but hey,
Yeah,
I'm just here for learning and having some fun. So
totally
thanks a lot
understand.
for all you do here.
Totally understand. You're doing a good job. You're learning
you.
something, and you can't beat that.
Right.
Judy Hernandez.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Judy. Judy, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Did you ever get my prints?
Did I what?
Weren't you expecting some prints from me?
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you so much. I
You
did
did
get
get
that
'em.
quite
Okay.
a while
All right.
back too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
thank you.
I have this many people I don't have addresses for, and I keep emailing them. I'm not getting addresses. So
Oh, no. Oh, no. No, I did get them and I appreciate
good.
it. They're really nice. Thank you so much.
all right. So this is a
Bottle of tequila.
yeah.
This is the first clear bottle I've ever shot. Of course, it's the only second bottle I've ever shot. So
Okay. Well, you did right. You got the light coming from behind, so we see the tequila.
right. That graphic is on the back of the bottle. So I
Oh,
knew
this one is?
Yeah, that graphic is on the back.
Oh, clever. And then this is on the front.
Right.
Very nice. I would probably, if I was the product manager,
Yeah.
I would say this: if I'm the product manager looking for a bottle shot like this, I'm happy as I can be.
Really?
Absolutely perfect. Highlights look good. The bottle looks great. I wonder how would we show that this is on the front? We'd have to come like down an angle, wouldn't we? To come up with the camera so we could see. That'd be one to work on, Judy. Right
Okay.
there.
All right.
How do you show this bottle to me, showing me that this is on the back, this is on the front, and still show me the tequila bottle?
I don't know. I guess I could turn it sideways.
I-
That label does wrap around to the side.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to turn it sideways. And I also think you might have to come up and down on the bottle a little bit. And maybe that would be a really great place to start thinking about using a wide angle close with some distortion
Okay.
to really kind of play with it. Yeah, play with it. Boy, there's
All
just nothing wrong with this shot at all, Judy. Nice shot. Real
Thank you.
clean. Real clean. Got your light in real close. There you
Yeah,
go.
they're tight. You know what I noticed? The scrim on the left there, I have a ripstop nylon fabric on it.
Yes.
And the scrim on the right, I have a sheet, a white sheet. And I didn't think there was going to be a difference. And I don't think it's real noticeable in the shot, but on some shots, I noticed it.
Yeah, if you're going to be doing like something like chrome or a teapot, you'll definitely notice it.
Yeah.
Chances are that the sheet is warmer for one thing.
Yes.
Yeah, the cotton will be warmer than any kind of nylon diffusion material that you would get.
Right.
And the other thing is it will handle, because the cotton is thicker, right?
Right.
It's thicker, and so it handles the spread from your light and close differently. It doesn't spread as far as fast. It'll be more compressed.
Yeah.
So always good to have both. But on a shot like this, you probably lucked out in a way that
Yeah.
it didn't show much more, because if it was a black bottle here, like a black bottle of wine, we'd really see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Very good. Quite
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. Mark Shaw shot some Ritz crackers.
Hi, Don.
How you doing?
Good.
So tell me a little bit about your Ritz cracker shot here. Is that a single shot or what?
That is a single shot and then it's Photoshop background.
Okay. So you shot the box on white, or do we have that? So you shot the box on gray, got a light coming from the back.
Yeah, that actually what I put in was plan B. What you're seeing in the behind the scenes is plan A. But my manual focus stacking skills aren't what they should be.
Okay. Let's go back and look at it. Okay, you mean your cutout skills?
Nope. No, I
Oh,
want to
focus
have
stacking.
the cutting board plus the crackers and the cheese.
You tried to
That was-
focus stack it and it didn't work.
You got it.
That's a lot of distance to focus stack that close, Mark.
Okay.
That's a lot of distance. How many images did you do?
I did 3.
3. You know how many you should have done? About 50.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of distance up. When you're up that close, it's crawling space.
Yeah.
That's all right. And that's all right. I think if I was going to tell you to focus stack it, Mark, I'd tell you to put the box on the cutting board and a couple of crackers around it, because
Yeah.
that's going to be hard enough to focus stack anyway. Maybe a
Mhm.
cracker up here that you really show the focus stacking. This is a lot of distance to focus stack. And
Okay.
I think when you finished up with the shot, you wouldn't have been happy with it because it wouldn't look all in focus. It would look weird.
That's exactly why I went to plan B.
Yeah, it just gets too weird looking. Yeah. All right, well, plan B is fine. Plan B is fine. The thing you're going to have to fix the next time you do this, we can't see this stuff up here.
You know, I wondered about that and I thought, I thought about that and I thought this is the first time I'm really doing something like this. Leave it in and see what you say. So there we go.
Yep. Yeah, we can't see that. It's one way to do it, to change it, is to look up at it a little bit. And I think, quite honestly, Mark, that if you're going to do something just floating like this, if you want to make it kind of cool, I would go with a wide angle lens, like I was telling Judy. Maybe this is a time where you come in with a wide angle lens at just a bit of an angle and get that, where the giant monolith of the cracker box floating behind your blue here.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, try that. And then remember that that technique we just did where we put the highlight on the box? You can do the same thing, but soften up these edges, wildly soften them up, the edges, and just give a little bit of a gradient coming across the box. Maybe
Okay.
light it up down here, moving up this way, but just a little bit of a gradient to take that flatness from the box away. All right.
Okay.
All right. Very cool.
Thanks, Don.
Yes. Very cool. Somebody is stocked up on roasted chicken and rice.
Yeah, that's me.
So Craig, do you like roasted chicken and rice?
I just thought I should be stocked for the winter, because it was getting colder. So, and I tried to pick something sort of blasé. I saw Jance's picture,
Yeah.
and I thought, I better go shopping. And then a friend said, no, you can take something mundane and make it good. And I don't think I really did so well.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You did a really good job with this. Absolutely correct. Yep. If you can impress an art director with cans of roasted chicken and rice, how well you done. Now, how did it? Now, did you focus stack this?
No, I didn't focus stack it.
Okay, you just shot it at like what, 16, 22 somewhere?
It's f16 on a 60 millimeter.
Okay.
I don't have two soft boxes, so I had one scrim and one soft box on either side, and then like two white cards out front to lighten the front of it a little bit. And it was just one shot, and I played in Photoshop a little bit.
Yep. You got a bit of a shine here, but the shine doesn't go through anything that is critical.
Mhm.
The shine just makes the can look great. You know, everything is here. We can see the roasted chicken. We can see the 13 grams of protein, you know, that type of thing through here. This is a little bright for me, but not, you know, not terrible. This would look great in a, you know, a shopping ad for retail store, you know, that type of thing, or a trade ad. It's very clean and it really pops. And it's kudos for you. You did a, you know, almost perfect job of spacing these. It's as perfect, I think, as you'd want it to be. So it doesn't look like you just shot one can and photoshopped it.
Right.
How long did it take you to do this?
It took, you know, it's funny because I've been taking this class with you, and the still life kinds of assignments in the beginning were easy, and I like doing that stuff. These product shots like last week and this week have been nightmarish, and I've shot it and shot it. So I spent a long time getting those cans. And if you look at on the far left and the far right, the height of the cans don't match.
Right.
And I just, you know, I sent it off on Facebook last night because I was so upset. You know, sort of, and laughing at myself at the same time, because that just took, I was shocked at how all of these small things took.
Like if you move this can a quarter of an inch, changes everything.
That's right. And then the lighting gets, you see how it's a little bit brighter towards the center of it. So it was so bizarre to do all of this, you know, just like these, you know, nuances. So
this is where in the old days we would have, you've got a scrim over there and your light behind your scrim is here, and that's what's giving you the hot spot there, right? So there's one, you could double scrim it, putting like a 1 foot between the two scrims, or you can move your light way back to get a more even coverage over the scrim. Or like in the old, back in the day, we would have a coat hanger coming up here with another little scrim right in the middle, just to fix that, right? Today, I would say, okay, go back in Lightroom, process one that's just a little bit darker, put it behind this one, and using a brush on it with a mask brush at about 10%, because you don't want to like just wipe it then have it up here. You want to nuance it in, like wipe it down, maybe, and wipe it down again, maybe. Okay, now it's looking good, because you can nuance that back pretty well.
Okay.
If you have a little bit darker exposure below. And you know, you might as well just process it a little bit darker. Sure. I always recommend that when you shoot this stuff, you bracket, bracket exposure. With modern cameras, my favorite way of bracketing exposure is ISO.
Okay.
Because we can't do it by aperture, right? That's not going to work. That's going to change the picture every time we change the aperture. Can't do it by shutter speed because shutter speed doesn't matter with strobe. But now that we have the ability to, with strobe, you can go over and then move the strobe power down a third, power it down a third again, power it down a third again. If you've got 3 strobes, that's a job, you know, going around and having to do it. If you got a trigger that you can do it, that's really good. But with ISO, you just pull your ISO up and just do it by ISO. Anything between 50 and 1600 on these modern cameras is going to be fine.
Okay.
They all just super clean. Really nice.
Craig.
Yeah.
If you go into Camera Raw and use the geometry slider down towards the bottom, I believe the horizontal geometry will push that left side back and bring that right side forward, which will make the right side can a little bit bigger and the left side a little bit smaller on your raw file.
Okay, you mean to even up the 2 small cans on the sides?
Yeah, if that's bothering you, try geometry in Camera Raw.
All right, thank you for that that advice. You know, I tried doing warping and all this kind of stuff, and it just started to wreck it. So I abandoned that pretty quickly. Thank you for that tip.
Well,
Question for Craig.
Yeah.
next week's not a product, Craig, so you'll have a little bit more.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I have a question, Craig.
Yeah.
Why is there a line or the gradient below the E in most of the bottle? I mean, most of the can.
Oh, you
see
mean,
what I mean?
you mean like,
There's a dark gradient below the E and some of the Y on most of the cans.
I don't know why that is. I
It's
see
a,
what you're
it's a
saying
ribbed
now.
can.
Oh, it's where the
It has to
camera
be the
is.
It's a ribbed can and the label's pushed into the ribs.
Okay.
Okay.
But in every one of them?
This dark stripe that goes up? That's the natural.
No,
dark-
Don, it's if you look at the Y and the E
Yeah.
and some of the S, 3/4 of the way up of the E, there's a gradient.
Yep.
Dark gradient in each and every one of them. Well, I would say most of them have it, except for the upper right one.
I see it. I see what you're saying. I never even noticed it. And I'm sure it has to do with the packaging, you know, of how it came.
Oh, you mean this one, this thing right here?
Yes, that's the one in each one of them.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's you can see it right here.
Yeah.
It's a rib. See it?
And it's probably like the cardboard box. I think I
Yeah.
ordered it on Amazon, you know, and maybe the cardboard pressed in or something. But I should Photoshop that out. You're right.
Yep.
Subtle eye there. Good.
Very
Thank you.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got your little geometry thing going there. Absolutely.
Right.
Nicely done, Craig.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jody, Taylor's English Breakfast Leaf Tea. Jody here. Very kind of sexy light from the side, letting it mysteriously go, drifting off over here. All of this is for interest. What's most important to me as the client is, did you get my logo looking good? And Jody, you did. It's like I say, it's kind of a sexy dark background, getting the little highlight from the reflection here, but you've got this lit up really, really nice. I think there's some imperfections here. I don't know this product. If this can is supposed to be imperfect, then you're okay. If it's not, fix those little indentations here. Looks like, because this down here looks like it's really clean. That up here looks like it's kind of damaged in some way. So be really, really careful with that. And we're going to get real picky because you did a really good job. There's a little anomaly there. Got a little bit of dark there and a little bit of dark there that we can clean up right through there. Everything else looks pretty good. They did not center their stripe here. That's not on you at all. They didn't center it, but you could fix that by just simply lifting this up and moving it over. Imagine in a blend, doing a little bit of blend, but you know, that's sometimes what happens is they don't send you a perfect container. In the case that if you were shooting for Taylor's tea, they would send you like a case of these things to find the perfect one to photograph. So, all right, good, Jody. Thank you. And Patricia Keegan has a festival here.
Hi, sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
I like your
How are
little,
you?
your yeah, good. Your light is nice here on this thing. Your light is a little bit hot here, but I think I would burn this down just a little bit of burn on that to take that off, and maybe leave it be kind of hot right there, like it is, and just flex it out of the way. Just a little bit of a burning there. Keep it down. This
Right.
looks really good over here. You want to get a feeling of gradient to that light over there. And was this all? It was all shot at one time, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
All right, because your highlight over here is good. This is the wine bottles, very clever, in in there. And this is really pretty how you broke this highlight up with that little black stripe. That's really nice. Is that 2 white cards?
I had some white cards and bits of black cards. I'm not too sure how I had. You can see it on the, I think whatever way I uploaded them, they went a bit funny. I think the behind the shot was B04 there. It might be some of the black coming off that.
So this was all you had over here?
Yep. There's a flash behind the.
Do you have any cards out here that you've removed for the shot at all?
I might have had a couple of white cards or stuff in the front that I might have removed because once again, I keep forgetting to take the behind the scenes. I keep tidying up and then going, oh dear.
Is it refracting the box? Because it's on the left side of the bottle, which would be maybe the reflection of the box on the other side where she's got the white.
You mean this little black line?
Yeah, where it's
I
coming
don't
through.
think so. Because it's in the foil too. If it was only in the glass, maybe, but it's in the foil as well. So I'm thinking she's obviously got a white card here. Do you see it? So that's the
I did have a couple of white cards that I think have taken down by the time I took the behind the scenes. I must try and be better at taking behind the scenes before I start tidying up. This
is your speed light. This is a white card right next to the little softbox. I think that's got a pretty good size highlight going there for that little box, but then you are at a different angle for the shot. Yeah, you had a white card here that was just leaving a little space there. And it gave us that nice little line. Sometimes it's fun to play with these highlights. It's fun to play with them, see what you can come up with. This logo looks good. Everything. Little bit dark in here and a little bit bright up here, but I think you can fix it in post. Good job, Patricia.
Okay.
ADD 50 millimeter f13. Yeah, everything looks nice and sharp, clean.
Yeah, I found one of the problems I found was the red of the, I don't know what it is, the sort of logo of the champagne. The red there was kind of blowing out quite a bit, so trying to keep that in was
yeah, that looks to me like it's a can you feel it when you touch it? Looks like it's embossed on there. Yeah, that's gonna make it tricky as well with the embossing. Overall, if you did this a second time, you'd probably nail it, but right now this is definitely an okay shot. Pretty good. Pretty darn good.
Okay, thank you, because it's not really what I do.
Well, and I was just gonna say that this would be a good shot for a still life shooter. This is not something you've done much of, so it's quite good giving that. Okay.
Yeah, there was tricky little things like trying to keep the light on the little crowny thing at the bottom of the left hand side as well. I don't know if it's a crown or not, the silvery goldy thing there.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you were thinking about it, that's cool. That means
there was a few things like that I had to think about that I wouldn't even normally think about at all.
The fact that you were thinking about it, it's very cool.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Carl Moore.
Hi, Don. How's it going?
Good. Carl, did you get your pictures?
Oh, yeah, this is my picture for the class, I guess.
You got the ones from me?
Wait, what?
Didn't you order some pictures from me?
Oh, that picture. I haven't gotten that yet.
That's because I don't have your address.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll send you my address after the class.
Please.
All right, sorry about that.
Out of here. Yeah, please send me your address. Anybody else here? If anybody else here ordered those photographs from my motorcycle trip and you haven't gotten them, it's because I don't have your address. Please send me your address. All right, Carl, tell me about this shot here.
I actually did this kind of quickly. I did, I have like regular shots of this too, but I don't know, I just wanted to try doing a diagonal, but and also I was trying, because I do a lot of event photography, so normally
Uh-huh.
for that, you put like a speed light in every corner of the room. And I was just curious to try that out with product photography. I guess, I don't know. I kind of feel like it worked, but it's not the best. But I was just curious to see how it compared.
I think it needs contrast.
Well, that
The
was
fact
actually
that
something.
you shot it at an angle like this, that's very cool. Because this isn't a picture we're going to look at and go, oh, I think you got it crooked. I think you know you got it crooked. It's deliberately crooked. It's not accidentally crooked. It's right on crooked. I just think that it's just you say you put a light in every room. I mean, every corner kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's basically like an event photography lighting
Yep.
instead of product photography lighting.
Yeah.
But,
So it's and that can be fun for sure, but I do think we need to get a bit more contrast. Are these things actually that slight pink or are they white?
They're white.
They're white. I'm using Color Effects Pro Contrast. Let's see if we come up this way. A little bit more. There we go. I'm going to add a filter here just for fun, just to see if it works. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Okay. I'm going to export it. See, the contrast works, right?
Yeah.
This is still nice and bright and white. That's not, but that's an easy fix. All we do is take our brush.
You know what that was from? I think that was from the size of the room because I had, it wasn't evenly, like it was closer to one side of the room.
Yeah.
So because of that, it was getting more light on the right side.
Yep. We just paint this back to white right there and look at that shot. That's really cool. That's really cool. And this is what when you're bouncing light everywhere, even if you're shooting people.
Yeah.
There's a tendency to lose that contrast. And we pull that contrast back. Now we see the colorful boxes, and cleaning up that background is piece of cake. Then it really works as a shot.
All right. Yeah, I really like I didn't really actually notice until you pointed it out that the one side kind of was, the bottom side was a lot darker.
Yeah. Yep. Coming up here. That's because every side of this box is reflecting back. Plus, it's really, really bright. I'm wondering if you're getting a little natural flare. Just the fact that it's just.
You know what I did? I lifted the shadows on it actually in Photoshop.
Okay.
I don't know why I just felt like doing it, so I lifted them. But that's why it's very low contrast because of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's yeah. I think we need to bring that contrast back and just paint it. This thing works really well when it's against that perfect white. That bright white, it works really well, but we want to see the color.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Christina Nolan.
Morning.
Good morning, Christina. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Really nice. Christina, you matched the tomatoes. Good for
That's
you.
kind of what I was going for.
Yeah, and you matched the damn, you did it. You did a good job with it.
I ran into a bit of problems and it's a bad Photoshop fix, but I think I didn't have the box straight enough. So I got a little bit glare off the edge of the box.
Over here?
Kind of the top left corner, which I filled in, and then the top right. The
Over
blue
here?
kind of got lost into the white from the edge of the box.
Yeah, very, your angle just not quite right.
Yeah.
Picking up that light.
Because I was trying to angle the cutting board too, and it was too many angles.
Well, you actually got your light in pretty much the same position as well as the box. Nicely done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love doing tomatoes. It's all about the stem. The tomato has to be there. It's all about the stem. Now they're using a different tomato.
A heirloom. Yeah, I didn't
heirloom
find an
tomato.
heirloom at the the local grocer.
Yeah. But very nice. Look at
Oh,
that.
thank you.
You did very well. Let's see. Bring this out here. What's your behind the scenes shot? Oh, and you're doing it with little lights like that as well. Okay. All right. If you had turned your box a little bit this way, just a
Right.
little bit of an angle, right? This thing, you might bring it back over here and shine it that way, may cut a little bit of the glare off this, or bring it way out front here and shine it.
Okay.
Because it's the angle of incidence that you're looking for. This one, probably move it up. If you could lift your lamp up to here, and you get a little bit higher reflection on your tomato. But
Okay.
overall, wow, with this all done it all with desk lamps. Wow.
Yeah, it's my DIY shooting method.
Well, good for you.
It worked out better than the Chanel bottle. The dust was killing me when I got it into Lightroom. So
Well, good
this
for
was
you.
option 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I would never have guessed this was done with table lamps. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Great. Oh, gotta get rid of that stuff there. Okay. Mark.
Hello there.
Hey, Greg has 2 or 3 of these in his book, and they've done really well for him.
Oh,
Just
good.
simple, the thing. You did a nice job with your gradient back here. The lighting on this looks very nice. All the way through, it's very, very nice, including got a little bit of highlight on the blue here, the fantastic, but it gives us the shape of the bottle very nicely. We can see it through here. So you've got some big lights in close for this, very clean up front. That's even really nice right there. I'd accent that a little bit. Product shot. Is that how it's supposed to be there, Mark? Or
That's how the bottle is. I don't know if the cap's just a little wonky on that one or the way that it's designed, but I mean, I can always adjust it if you want me to.
I would adjust that. Yeah.
Okay.
I would adjust that. That it looks like it's bent. So, and how did you? All right, big lights in here. Where is this? Is aimed just behind the bottle? Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's catching just a bit of the top of the bottle where I'm getting the highlight on the top of the sprayer, and then most of it's going on the background.
And how big a grid is this? What's your?
I think it's a 30.
Okay. Okay.
50 degree.
You're landing. It's a 50.
Yep.
And you're landing it right on the curve,
Mm-hmm.
like right in here. So it's nice and bright there. This shadow looks great. This one does not. I would actually match this shadow with that. This one with that one. Okay. Or I should, I guess, make it this way. This type of softer, a little bit wider shadow with this one. Okay. It's not going to come out as wide because possibly some of that is this shadow. I don't know, but that real hard little dark line there doesn't do it for me. I'd clean that up for sure. What's another way? What's the easiest way to get the shadows cleaned up on your images? Send them to Belarus and have somebody do them there for $1.50. That's the easiest damn way I know. So,
You know why? You know why I chose this, right? Because I wanted to do a fantastic job.
Well, there you go. You did a fantastic. You did a fantastic shot here, buddy. For sure. Powerfully clean, no harsh smells. Well, that leaves me out. Very nice.
Thank you.
Well done. It's a simple product, man. Simple product. Absolutely. Bravery badges by Bonnie Mitchell. All right, Bonnie.
Hey, Don.
Hi. We see this up front. We see this very nice. I also think this needs a little bit of nudge with contrast, don't you?
Okay, I
Little-
did bump up the contrast a little bit, but I could do more.
I think unless these colors are very faded like that.
They kind of are. They're
Are
kind of
they?
muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is this white?
Yes. Yeah.
If that's
Supposed to
white,
be.
if that's white, it's a little, we need a little more
It's
contrast. That's
okay.
yeah, we need to get that up a little bit more. Your
Okay.
background looks fine. The background looks like it's about 240 plus in here, and we can go all the way up to 250 with it.
Okay.
Down here, you look like you're nailing white, but I also think we can get a little more contrast. Which camera are you shooting, Bonnie?
It's a Canon 80D.
Okay, my feeling, my Canon, when I'm shooting in the studio with speedlights, my Canon, I must add contrast. The Canon is very flat. Are you doing in the camera, you're doing Adobe 1998 or sRGB?
You know what? I can't tell you. I don't really know.
Okay.
I think
'cause
it's sRGB.
I shoot Adobe in my Canons.
Okay.
I shoot Adobe, which gives me a flatter photograph because it's a wider color gamut. So I naturally have to add contrast to it because it just doesn't work when it's that flat. Same with my Nikons. Everything's at Adobe 1998. Try to keep everything uniform. The only time I need sRGB is when I go to the web and I convert for web and I assign the profile and I never have a problem. But this just looks a little flat. So pump it a little bit. Do you have
Okay.
Nick?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, use that Nick color, whatever it is, color thing and the pro contrast and just play with your color cast a little bit because sometimes it takes too much color out or adds too much color. All right, but the design of this very nice.
Thank you.
You get to see the box and what comes in the box.
Okay. I struggled with the shadow under the box. I lightened it up some because it was falling on the Band-Aids. And actually this behind the scenes, that speed light was a little more to the side, not so much above.
This?
Yeah, the softbox.
So what you might do to alleviate this shadow here is to take another speed light over here, flag it off, so that this speed light just hits that corner.
Oh, okay.
Tiny bit, right? And then that lighting up is going to light up under your 10, but it's still, this is a much more powerful light. You're still going to have a shadow. We're just going to bring that shadow up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to get rid of it altogether. I just wanted it off the Band-Aids.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
Thanks.
Very, very nice. Melvin shot spaghetti sauce. All right, Melvin. Montreal spaghetti sauce? Melvin, you here? Oh, Melvin? Oh, dang.
It says that he won't be available.
Oh, okay. Well, the light looks good, Melvin. You got nice highlights up here. I like this little thing coming right down here. All of your labels look good. It's just a really clean shot, Melvin. Very clean.
It's not even on both sides. Does that matter for this?
What's not even on both sides?
The amount of space on one side isn't the amount of space on the other side.
You mean of the whole shot?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that doesn't bother me because I'm probably only going to use this much of it anyway. I would rather you have space around your pictures than not. Absolutely. Remember what I always say in Project 52, if the picture looks great in your little monitor, your screen, if you look and go, that is perfectly composed, cool. Now take a big giant step back. Because the art director, me, or the art director you're working with, they want room to move it around. And if you give them just, it's cropped and that's the only way they can use it, that's going to be a problem. So Yeah, I wasn't even looking at the overall on that. I think that maybe, no, he's pretty much got this pretty close here. Maybe turn this one just a little bit so we see less of this. That's really a big pain in the butt over there. I'd probably clone that out to red, even though it's part of the unit itself. It really, putting that white against white is a problem. And that would be an art director question. You know, is that okay? Or they would say, yes, that's fine. Or they would say, no, don't do that because we can't, you know, we want it to look exactly like our bottles. Oh. Very nice. Nicely done there, Melvin. Jay shot some Glenfiddich.
Right. Hi.
Okay. Highlight looks really good. Jay, you didn't put a white card behind the whiskey.
I did actually. I did. For some reason, it's not lit up as much, but you can see there's a line that goes.
I was going to ask you, what is that? That is the white card that's back there?
I believe so.
If your bottle is like this, is your white card like this?
It's behind. It's
is it
vertical behind the bottle? It's about
okay.
It's just short of just.
And it's aiming
just a
at
little
the
less
camera.
wide than the bomb.
And it's aiming at the camera.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So it's not getting any light on it. It's back
that must
there.
be.
How would, and I'm trying to think. Do you have a top light on this?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I thought it would reflect it because when I've done this kind of stuff before, it did, but this one didn't.
It's not that we want it to reflect through. It's that we want it to catch light and have.
Oh, you know, there's a label on the back.
Oh,
that's what the issue is. And I was thinking of taking the label off, but I didn't.
Okay.
So maybe I can do that.
Yeah, I would definitely, and you don't have a top light. So I would do this. I would always do a liquor shot with a top light. And the reason being, if I've got my bottle coming down like this, and you do want to have these shadows coming back, which are kind of cool. You want to have that look. Well, that means you're blocking the light, so it's not hitting the card. So what you do is you cut the card to shape, but you lean the card back, and then the light lights up the card. So the card is not going to exactly fit the bottle. It's going to get a little bit bigger at the top because it's going away from us. So they're tricky to cut out, but you cut the bottle out back here, lean it back, and boom. The other thing you can do is just put a white card behind it, like right there, angled like this, Jay.
Okay.
Right? Back here like this, just hit it with a speed light, flagged off from your bottle, and then you've got all of this lit up, and you can just paint it back in where you want it to be.
Well, those are two good ways to do it. I didn't put I have an Einstein that I could put over the top with a softbox or whatever. So I didn't use that. I just used
I just have for me, it's kind of a rule, put that one over the top because I always want to control my ambient, and that top light helps me control the ambient. All right, cool. So what's giving me that shadow? Is that this one, or is that the snoot?
It's the snoot. Yeah, the soft light box on the right is not on.
Okay. If you're going to use a snoot, get rid of all evidence that you use a snoot.
Oh, okay. I thought about that, but
yeah,
I didn't quite get there.
Yeah. All right. All righty. And next up is.
Thank you.
Yeah, Michelle York.
Hello.
Hi, Michelle. Very
Okay.
pretty. I wish this highlight came down a little bit farther so we didn't drop off into the darkness.
Yeah.
Maybe go back into Photoshop. It's really pretty through here. This looks pretty good.
I was
down here.
struggling with that because I've realized I needed a taller table I was doing it on like a low stool coffee table sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've ordered a work table because I'm really enjoying these workshops, but I couldn't get my speed light low enough.
Well, you're also,
and I think that's why because I was doing that backlit lighting with a black, yeah.
Yeah, dark field lighting.
That's it, dark
Right.
field lighting. But yeah, I don't think the speed light was low enough to wrap around the whole bottle. It was too high.
I think your camera wasn't low enough.
The camera, okay.
See, we're coming down. See, we see the top of it, right? So as we come down, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, this bottle is starting to reflect your black background here.
Right, okay.
Now think of it. If we move the camera down, this highlight is going to grow because now the angle of incidence is going to see the backlight. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
So dark field lighting, when you're working with a product like this, dark field lighting may not be the best lighting to use. If you're going to come down at this angle, if you're going to lower the camera, which I think you could easily do with this, and I'll tell you why, we don't need to see the top of that cap.
Yeah.
We don't need to see it. We have the shape of the bottle. And if you bring the camera down, we're still going to see the shape of the bottle. This is where they put all their money in design, was they wanted a bottle that people would remember. We come down, you'll pick that up down the back perfectly.
Okay.
Perfectly. Yep. Very clean. And you put a white card or something up front here. So we got a little bit of a light coming through there. Doesn't really affect the
yeah, I've got a soft box to one side.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would go into the front of this. You know that technique I use to burn and dodge? Are you familiar with
yes.
it? The new layer, right? I would do that, and I'd just pull this up a little bit, because remember, when your brush is on 8% white and you're working on that overlay layer and you hit this, you'd have to hit it like 4 or 5 times for the brown to start getting lighter.
Okay.
But only once or twice for the gold to get lighter. The lighter things go lighter faster than the darker things go lighter. So you hit that maybe 3 times with a soft brush, and you can pull that right off the back.
Okay.
Real nice. Nicely done. And you bought a table just to do this on, huh?
I've brought it's a pop-up picnic table. It's about a meter square, so it's taller for me to use.
Nothing makes me feel better, ladies and gentlemen, to know that I'm the reason you're out spending money.
Yeah, my husband wouldn't agree.
Yeah. Generally, spouses hold me in low regard.
I'm surprised that brand is you're in England, right? UK?
Yes, UK.
I thought that was a California, United States brand. So I'm surprised to see it there.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is, but it might be imported. I don't know, but I just like the bottle.
I'm sure they just have a license and make it there. But.
Yeah, it tastes nice as well.
Is it good? It
does taste nice, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. I've never developed a taste for cold coffee. I've tried, and I just can't develop the taste for cold coffee.
This one's more like a milky, because it's like an almond milk.
Yeah,
coffee,
all of my when I drink coffee is just a delivery system for the cream. All right, Old Monk, Asha.
Hi.
How are you?
I am okay.
Okay. All right. Your picture is dark. It's underexposed.
Okay.
Let's. What is this? Is rum?
Yes, it is a rum.
Wow! Look at that bottle. That's so cool.
I had a disastrous day actually doing this.
You had a disastrous day doing it?
Yeah. So I had my batteries decided, I had charged all my batteries and kept, and when I started, they had all discharged, so I had to charge them all again. I had my flushes were not syncing. My camera decided to act funny, and I spent most of the day just trying to get all that into place. And then I put the lights on, and it just blew everything. It was like too bright.
Oh my.
And I had put a silver card behind, and it just made it too bright.
Your light on this thing, the light looks good. It's just exposure. So if we make this and I go up to lighten is one stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I lighten it. Look at that. Hey, Photoshop. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not lighten, Don. I'm sorry, I'm a moron. Let me get rid of this. It's not lighten, it's screen. Screen is one stop. There we go. Yep, you're about a stop under.
Okay.
So easy to fix, right? Easy to fix. Go back. Do you use Lightroom, Asha, or do you use?
I've used both for this. I've used Lightroom and Photoshop for this.
Okay, all right. Just go back into Lightroom and just drag your slider up. Bring it up.
All right.
To a 1 or 1 1/3, and you should be fine. Your light on this gold looks great over here. I like how you angled the box so we can see that this is coming out of the box. So when you buy this part of the box is open, right?
Yeah, I should thank Giannis for this.
How big is this bottle of rum? Is this a large bottle or?
It's a 750 ml one. So it's not very big.
Okay.
But it's like this particular brand, they don't do any promotions. They have never done. They've been around since 1954, and they have not done any promotions. They just do word of mouth, and that's it.
Well, I'm going to go look for it.
In fact,
where are you?
I mean, this is the special edition. They have a regular bottle.
Where are you? What country?
India.
India. All right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
I got a couple of friends in India. Boy.
This has a history to it. I mean, it's like, you know, it's something everyone grew up with. So it's like national treasure kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Very clean. Your horizon's good spot here. I think your shot is probably right about there. And again, that's what I think an art director would do with it, because that works really great. Put some stuff down here, but a little bit of burning and dodging on this would help it as well.
I finally finished like 8 minutes before we started. So.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear you had a bad day in the office.
No, it was a good learning curve in that if you see my ETS, you will realize finally how I got this was by shooting onto the walls.
Okay.
But I know that.
What do you have behind? What do you have? Where is your light coming from? Here?
No. You can see on the left behind the screen, you can see there's one flash which is turned away. Yeah. You can see a flash. Yeah, that's one which is turned to the wall. And then you can see on the other side, there's a flash again turned against the wall.
Okay. I think you'll be in better shape if you move this light way into here. Move this light way into here. Get them really close to this just a little set here of these two things. Get your light in really close. And the size of this scrim here will really light it up. What you do with your light doesn't matter. I mean, you can leave it here. It's really not going to make any difference. The scrim will be pretty much the same because your light.
It just kept, you know, because of the shape of it. And it had so many curves and things like that. It just kind of kept blowing up.
Yeah,
Very small.
I was gonna say, you need to wrap this around and clamp it so it has absolute edges to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not done. I'm not finished with it. It's
Okay.
just that I figured what I could do with it, and I need
Okay.
to do more.
And then post it on Facebook and
I'll do that.
tag me.
Hey, Asha, if it makes you feel any better, all of us have pictures like that starting out where, and even now you'll have a shot that it takes you hours and hours and hours, and you go back to it, and we all go through it, so don't be discouraged.
I am determined, in fact. I was determined to get there.
Excellent. Jerry.
Thank you.
Yes. Jerry, are
Hi,
you
Don.
here? Hi, Jerry.
How's
Wow.
things?
Really pretty shot, man.
Thank you.
Very advertising like. And I like how you brought this shadow right here and accentuates the Tommy Hilfiger logo all the way through. It's always there. You've got these beautiful, are these flags that you're darkening it with?
Yes, yeah, I can see it there, and I think I have 3 lights on it. So I was blocking off 2 of the speed lights just to create that highlight.
And you're using, this is your big overall ambient light?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then top
Camera
one-
here, and there's a speed light back here.
Yeah.
Right there. Flagged like, wow. Tiny little slit of light going through there. Another slit of light going through here. And is this a speed light as well?
No, that's just bounce card.
Okay. So this little split coming this way, that one going that way, and your overall ambient light up here, which is the reflection on the main Tommy Hilfiger band, is that one up there. Wow, let's go back and look. That is so nice, man.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, it took a bit of work. I think it was about the 4th composition I went with, I think 4th or 5th.
Yeah, absolutely. They look the way they are. They look soft. You know, we know what they are. We know they're socks. We can tell they're socks from it. And then this packaging down here looks really, really good as well. Nice, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's see. He's using 12 to X12 or XT2, 18 to 55. All right. Nicely done. Very nicely done. Dang.
Thank you.
Andrea.
Yes.
Hi. Nice little.
Hi, Don.
Nice little gradient going here, Andrea. I like that. It looks good over here. The box.
Thank you.
The box looks modeled, which I think is probably the way it is. This, when I first saw it, I thought, what the hell is that? And I realized that's the design. That's some sort of liquid in the picture, right?
Yes, it's part of the packaging.
Part of the package.
You can see it on the bottle too. It's the same.
Yeah. Yeah. And what did you shoot this? Okay. Which camera is this?
It's a Canon 70D.
Okay. Yeah. We have the modeled here tells us the texture of this box, because this isn't like a beat up box. This is the texture of that box. It's got a little tooth to it. This is very glossy, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so what I would do with this to remind us that it's glossy is put a little bit of a more emphasis on that gloss by. Were you here earlier when I was showing how to put a highlight on? I think I'd do the same thing here, maybe wrap it over here and just put a little bit more of a highlight on it, because it's very soft. I bet when we look at your lighting, we'll see why it's really soft. But we need to get a little bit more of that specular on there. Okay. Yeah, it's a big.
First I had highlights on it, but then you couldn't read the name anymore. So it blew out the whole name.
And that's a great reason why a lot of photographers do add their own highlights after they shoot, because you do get in a situation where, you know, it's just too much you know, and by adding our own highlight through here could be very, very nice.
How would you add the highlights to that?
I did it earlier, Jay.
Oh.
So you mean in post-production?
Yeah, in post. Were you not here, Jay?
Oh,
I thought you were here.
okay, yeah, I remember that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I would do in post. I would just do a little bit in post to see what happens with it. And the reason we don't just use a lightener or a dodging thing here is because that would give us a soft edge. And what we want to see is that sharp edge, because that reminds us that it's glossy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
Just a
try.
little bit of work would be fine. This might be a little hot right in here. Bring that down and stretch that out. But that's nice. Let's look at your, see, and your lighting is, you're using a hard light here.
Yeah, but it's facing backwards against the white wall.
Okay, okay. The wall's too far away to effectively light this, so you're getting stuff from the wall. So even if you light the wall, put a scrim up here. Even if you light the wall, that way you control what this sees.
Okay.
Okay.
So what would be the effect of that scrim then?
To give you a cleaner light down the side. See, your light's coming from so far away that it's you know, it's real bright here. It's just sloppy, okay? Because it's coming from so far away and it's so big. It's a wall. If you put the scrim in here, then you can control it because the light source for this thing is in close, and you'll get a much cleaner light across. You get the texture, but it'll be much cleaner through there.
Okay. I will
Okay.
try.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay. Thank you.
And Christina shot some tea, Bigelow Benefits tea. All right.
I just posted those and you don't have to review them because I'm just now putting them up. I shot 3 different things this week and I can't make up my mind if I should pursue any of them or start all over again. I know that the box needs some work, the one that's open around the mouth of it and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm more questioning, should I have anything on that, such a high reflection? Because I've got glass underneath on that one.
This is very busy for the tea. Very busy.
So I need to put just a
This
plain
one
back.
is much better.
Okay.
Okay. The thing I would do, if you're still working on it, great. Now you can go and really make it work, right?
Yes.
I think this box has got to come in front of this silver thing right about
Okay.
there. Crop that. Move everything back. Let your horizon come through right about there.
Okay.
Move this back. Move it away. So
All
that
right.
you can put a light on this from underneath your table.
Okay.
Just a little bit of a pop light there. Get this in close here. Fix this. And then make sure that we don't lose focus back here. What are you shooting at right now, Christina?
See, I don't have, that's why I said you'd have to look at it now because I don't have any of that information yet out of my camera.
So I want you to shoot it at the smallest aperture possible. 16 or 22 if you have 22 on your lens.
I
want
think
you
it
to
was
do that.
around 16, I think. Between 11 and 16.
Okay, if it's at 16, do you know how to focus stack?
Yes, I
Okay.
think.
If it's at 16, I would focus stack it, taking your background back farther. Okay.
Right, okay.
And
yeah.
then not focus stacking in the background. Let the background go soft. Just
All right.
make sure that that corner and that corner are tack.
Okay.
Other than your angle looks pretty good, your lighting looks pretty good through here. So let's work on that composition. Let's get that box up, you know, in front of here a little bit so we have that feeling of cohesiveness to it. All right.
Okay. Now, should I still, even in this one, take away that glass and put it on something that has a little less reflection? Because I wasn't sure if I should have had all of that silver reflection from the tray.
It's really busy down there for me because that's so simple. The packaging is so simple, and you're adding all this other stuff to it. I would probably take it off the glass.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, the silver thing's really nice. It's going to give you great contrast through here. And when you focus on this, focus your camera, focus right about through here, okay? Don't focus here,
Okay.
because if you focus here, you're going to go out of focus here. So focus about a third of the way back, which I think would be somewhere in that stripe there. You should have gained 1/3 forward and 2/3 back to pick up that corner. 16 should give it to you. I really do think 16 should give it to you.
Okay, very good.
All right. And then
get
just
back at
put it
it.
up and tag me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. This one is better than the first one. The first one doesn't work. This one's better. That's in focus. Move it back. Let it go out of focus. Okay.
Okay.
And then remember, this is a white box. We got to pull our exposure up.
Right.
Keep it white.
Okay.
All right.
All righty.
All right. Very good.
Thanks.
You bet. Next week is texture. It's a food shoot. Food shoot with textures. So have some fun with that. Whatever you do, we want to see a lot of texture in the picture. And that sounds great. Any questions before I let you go? Well,
I'm not going to be able to be here next week, but I'll still post something for review.
Okay, that's just fine.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go out and make some great photographs, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
All right, thanks,
Take care, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Don. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.